Hi, this is Mark Carrington from markcarrington.com. This video is the next in a series of video on investing techniques, and the topic is a rising 10 crypto strategy. I will go through the concept, the process, and the lessons learned from doing this in 2019 versus 2021. So let's just talk about the concept. The concept is you want to pick 10 crypto coins, portfolio of 10, or you could do 5, based on a rise in market capitalization. Why do I do that? Is because I do not know which coin is going to win, and I do not have enough time to go and research 200 coins to go and pick 5 or 10. But I am interested in investing in coins that the market is showing that there is big growth going on. I'll just go through the process steps. We're going to use CoinMarketCap.com. We're going to take the top 200 as of now and a snapshot of a top 200 for a time period 3, 6, 9 months back. I used 3 months first time around, and this last 2 occasions I've used 6 months. And what that does is it shakes out the longer the time period, it keeps the stayers and shakes out the risers and fallers. Compare the two lists and compute the number of places that have risen. Check which coins are listed on your exchange and then decide when to buy it. And normally, if you're just beginning, you could just buy 10 in equal proportions. But I prefer to buy when price is showing a reversal relative to Bitcoin or Ethereum. Why? Because in my exchange accounts, I'm already holding Bitcoin or Ethereum, and I want to buy a coin that is showing signs of improving relative to those two. As if they aren't improving and they're still sliding, I might as well just hold the Bitcoin or the Ethereum. Now, clearly, if you're just funding your account for the first time with US dollars, you will want to look at your price relative to US dollar pricing. So let's just show that in action. I'm going across to CoinMarketCap.com, and the homepage of CoinMarketCap.com, they list the cryptocurrency prices ranked by market capitalization from the biggest down to the smallest. So Bitcoin all the way down to the first page is 100 worth. So if you want to do 2, you need to cut and paste 2 pages. Unfortunately, they do not have a way to download this data as a spreadsheet. What you've got to do is do the cut and paste. So I'm just going to show you that quickly. Do the copy. I have a spreadsheet open here somewhere in the background. I'm going to create a new page, and we're going to have to paste. Now, what you're going to discover is that when you've pasted HTML, it becomes difficult to work, and so keep source formatting. It's difficult to work with. So what I just do is I have to paste it as Unicode text, and then you'll see that it produces it in this peculiar way, and then you've got to manipulate this data. You'll see that these are in columns, and basically just manipulate this data until you can get each one of these on a line, so you've got them all lined across. So that is the complication in doing it. Requires a little bit of Excel expertise to work that out. So let's go back to, so that's the first page. So the second page, we'll see here, we're now ranking, we're showing from 101 onwards. Now, to find the snapshots going back in time, you head to this cryptocurrencies tab at the top, and you'll roll down there. You'll notice at the bottom there is a thing called historical snapshots. Now, I've actually already clicked that, and they go back all the way to 2013. So we can go to, when I did this process last week, I'm interested in 6 months back. So we need to go, we're sitting in November, so I want to be in May. So I did this one here, the 9th of May. This one's a little tidier because what it does is it shows the the same data, slightly different formatting, but it shows the top 200. There are 200, and that's so nice and tidy. And then it's a case of cutting and pasting those into that spreadsheet. So let's go pop back into my spreadsheet and see what eventually it looks like. So what I have here is I have pasted the top 200 November. I have here the coin, the symbol. Symbol's really important for doing the matching, the current price, and the market capitalization as of the date that I did those. Then what I put in is the top 200. Now these have been sorted, so we'll see that there is a number in here. This is the May rank, and this is then the questions that you've got to ask is, was the coin in the November list? What was the November rank, and how many positions it has moved? And you'll see that the techniques are using, you have to use VLOOKUP, you have to use match, and then you just calculate the number of moves. So you'll see that because these ones weren't in the November list, you now get November. So we're not interested in those because they dropped out of the 200. And then we have here the ones that, yes, they are in the list. This is what its the positions that what its ranking is, and the number of positions that have moved. And I've just put a thing there that says, did it rise or fall, or did it stay the same? And these then are the coins that I'm interested, and I've sorted these by the number of positions that you move. You see minus 88, so this has gone, it's gone up 88 positions to rank number 74. And the coins then, the ones that I'm interested in are these 10. And then it's a question of going across your exchange and see, are they listed on the exchange? So as we go through each of these, Sandbox, Quant, Loopring, Flow, Velas, all of these first 10 were listed on Binance, and Velas was listed on Bittrex, which are two of the exchanges that I've used. So we've just picked the top 10 from this list, and now the question is how do you decide when to buy them? So I'm going to go across, I use tradingview.com for my charting. I've created a list here called the new top 10. And you'll see, and this list has gone in the order in which they appeared on that list. I've just put Bitcoin and Ethereum at the top there for price relatives. The importance of that is that when you get a day like we've just gone through today, when Bitcoin and Ethereum have both fallen over, they've fallen over for 2 days in a row, that becomes an interesting time because there's a chance that some of these coins will reverse. So we'll go down the process that I go through then now. If we go from the top. So I can see where I did the analysis. The blue line here shows Sandbox has made a massive spike up. That's what's got it into that top 200 and move those positions. It pulled back just before I did the analysis, so I was happy to buy it based on the back of that pullback, especially when it touches this moving average, and that's my entry point, and we're looking good for the moment. So as we go down the list, the QNT chart, this thing is just, it's fallen off a cliff from the highs. It might have shown a reversal here, so it could be of interest today. LRC, Loopring has just skyrocketed. So I'm just waiting for it to stabilize around here somewhere before I consider adding it. Flow's not reversed. VLX was the one that I did choose to put in here because it's done this spike up and the pullback, but I did not do it against Bitcoin. I actually did it against US dollars because I sold some Ethereum Cash, and we can see that I picked that reversal actually quite nicely so far. So basically that is the concept, is to go through the list and just work out which ones to buy. So I could consider buying QNT today because it may have broken this downtrend, or just wait a day or two. And we'll just go down, and some of these I already have in my portfolios. So HNT I already have in one of my portfolios. You can see I actually bought it last time around. So let's just step across to some of the lessons learned from 2019 and then how I applied those to capture some of these coins. So I have a spreadsheet here. So you'll see here, this is the 3rd of January 2019. This is traded on Bittrex, and this is a portfolio of 10 coins, 2, 4, 6, 8, or actually 8 coins. And this is the amount that I bought at the time. This is what the Bitcoin cost us at the time. So at the time it was $800. This is a joke. 13,201 was the price in 2019. So holding the Bitcoin, holding $800 worth of Bitcoin then would have been seen a 371% improvement. Now of those coins, of the 8 coins in there, every single one of them lost money. And the only one that held its ground a little bit was this one here, Zcash. And I unfortunately had to sell it because Bittrex is regulated in Australia and they're not allowed to sell, they don't allow you to buy anonymous coins. So in this particular portfolio, every single one of these coins went nowhere. And some of them have not even survived. These 2 here, for example, have not, they may have survived, but they are no longer supported on Bittrex. Let's just step across to a portfolio that I used for coins rising relative to Ethereum. So I used Ethereum to buy. Similar concept. There are 10 coins in here, all bought in equal proportions, and I spent just under $1,000. And only one of those coins is actually profitable. It started as a business as a coin called Lend, and then it's now changed its name to AAVE. So those are the lessons of 2018. I've actually summarized those lessons of 2018 in here. So 2018, 2019, the key lesson is the market at the time was hot and frothy on the back of the ICO boom, the initial coin offering boom. 3 months was probably too short, so last time I did 6 months. Only one coin in those 2 portfolios improved. And my sense now in 2021 is the market is a lot more mature and there are some clear use cases. And then the ICO froth has gone. So example, decentralized finance, NFTs, gaming, metaverse, VR. So Sandbox is an example of a metaverse platform coin. So let's go to my I'm now in, this is the analysis I did in May of this year. Fastest rising coin, Solana, Matic, Theta. These are the so these are the ones, each of the ones that I bought. So you can see how I've listed which exchanges they're in. And we're just going to have a look and see how some of these have done. So Solana has a solid use case around NFTs. Matic or Polygon is also showing strong strides in NFTs. And some of these, Harmony has done particularly well, but I'm just going to step into some of the charts for those. HNT has appeared in both lists. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to do it by looking at my Binance portfolio. And for each of those coins, I put in $200 US, so the equivalent of around 250 Australian dollars. So I'm just going to run down there. So here we got Fantom is gone up nearly 3 times. Harmony has gone up twice, it's doubled. HNT has gone up 1.5 times, and that is probably the list that I bought at the time. No, it's not the list, because we've got Holo, Hot, is a little bit ahead of where I started. INJ was on that list, and it's about where I started. Chills has actually dropped a little, and Theta Fuel, I've actually topped this up once, so it has actually dropped as well. So this suggests to me that we are in a much more mature market nowadays. And so this, as an analytic technique, makes a degree of sense. Maybe the smart thing to do is when you now have this list, if we have this list, is to go through each of these coins and understand what the characteristics are of the use cases to decide whether they're worth investing or not, whether you believe in those use cases, and particularly looking at the team rather than doing what I've done. So thus far, all I've done is I've bought a Sandbox, I have bought Velas, and I have bought the Graph, GRT. And I've not yet bought any of the others because those charts don't look right to me just yet. So what we'll just do then is that quick summary then is that what the process is. We're going to pick 10 crypto coins based on a rise in market capitalization, pick your time frame, compare the two, do the spreadsheet work. That's a time consuming process, and then decide when you're actually going to buy. And remember, the lessons from 2018-2019 is now might be the time to start looking at, are there clear use cases, which is not what I did in 2018 and 2019. I think the reality is the use case stories were difficult. So I hope that helps. I appreciate your time and your attention, and I wish you all the best in your crypto investing.